Oh, good morning. Hey, everybody. This is your girl, Reagan Adams with All Things Reagan. Thank you so much for joining me today. So, I'm on my way to church, but I wanted to pop on here really quick and talk to you guys about faith, making faith moves and faith steps when you do not know what God is doing. So, I just want to, and anytime that I'm talking to you, I'm always going to be talking out of personal experience. I'm not going to talk to you about something I absolutely don't know anything about. So, really quick, I have talked to you guys about me finding a job, like a regular 9 to 5, to be able to have some stable income, to pay my bills, right? Again, I sold both of my houses, so I have cushion money. That's cool. But I don't want to use all my cushion money. Matter of fact, I don't even like dipping into that, right? So I still do Uber Eats driving. That's all I do. And so I kept, every time I go to look for a job, it's just like, yeah, but no. Like, I'm going to be really honest. I like being on my own time. I have never been one to like to ask anybody to take off. Check in on my time, like these questions. I don't like that. And I just like being on my own time. And my mom asked me the other day, she was like, do you really like doing that? Like, because I drive all day. But listen, as of right now, I like driving. And I love listening to music and singing all day. This is just my thing. And I get to see a lot of people and see a lot of the city, different restaurants, different places. Like, this place has a lot to offer, and I haven't even like scratched the surface of the city, period, because it's huge. And so I was looking, like, I've almost been here a year, which is crazy. Time flies by, but I was like, man, since I'm starting to do my business stuff, a lot of the stuff is in the city. And typically I'm like, I don't want to live in the city. But as I keep going down into the city, I'm like, I like going into the city, right? I think I need to move closer to the city. I'm in the suburbs, so I'm like about 45 minutes away from the actual city of Houston. So I'm in a suburb of Houston. But all of the business stuff and the movers and shakers are in the city. So I'm like, man, like, I love my daughter's school, but I need to be in the city. Plus, I have found that it is cheaper to live in the city, which is crazy. But it actually is. They do have more expensive parts, but for the most part, there are cheaper places closer to the city. So I was like, okay, Lord, as I started back looking for jobs, I was just like, I'm not feeling this. Like, I don't want to work. I don't want to work. I don't want to work a 9 to 5. Like, I like being in control of my income. And also, my income is dependent on me. And I had an epiphany yesterday when I was driving. Like, I'm in control of how much I make. And I can make a lot of money if I want to. And I can make it driving, but that showed me that if I can make it driving, I can make it doing anything. You know what I'm saying? And so your income potential is based on you, your dedication, and what you decide to do. So the light came on. So God was like, go back and look at it. I said, okay. So I was like, Lord, how am I going to continue to, like, if you don't want me to work, and I mean, I've applied for I don't know how many jobs. I'm telling you, the door keep getting shut. And I'm like, okay, Lord, you don't want me to work. That's obvious. When I'm looking at this, I know I don't want to work. I don't want to go back to a 9 to 5. I want to do my own thing. And also, side note, because my daughter, she is anemic. So she's having to go and get infusions and go to the doctor and the dentist. Like, I would have missed a whole lot of work had I been in a regular 9 to 5 job, right? So me being able to have, that flexibility to go and come as I please, I don't have to ask anybody for anything, right? And so going back, God was like, go back and look at your finances. So I'm like, Lord, I don't know how I'm finna be able to pay like all of my bills for real. Cause I kept saying, I'm not gonna be able to pay all my bills. So he said, go back and look at it. And I was like, oh, okay. And low key, but not low key, like I've been slacking. And what you have is enough. Like, what you have in your hands, what you have in your brain, what you have in your possession is enough to take care of everything that you need. And I've been tripping. And so it's been lack of discipline, lack of planning as far as my time is concerned. Like, even though I don't work a 9 to 5, I still have to be very mindful and on target about when I get up, when I go to bed. Like, I still have to plan my day. It's still like, well, because you don't work a 9 to 5, you can just willy-nilly and do what you want to do. No. You still have to have discipline. Matter of fact, you have to have more discipline because you don't have to clock in. But if you don't clock in for whatever it is that you're supposed to do, you're not going to get the desired outcome, right? So I still have to be mindful in the things that I do. But I have more than enough of what I need to take care of my needs. And I don't have to dip into my money if I don't want to, right? And so it's just, making the adjustments. But when you're making those adjustments, you have to trust God to do what he said that he's going to do for you, right? And as I look at my circumstances, because I'm like, man, like, Lord, I see the traction in this vision board event. I see the traction. I see, the relationships that are forming. I see, what you're doing in the background. Like, I'm seeing some things as I step forward. Now, as when I wasn't stepping forward, it's like, Lord, what I'm going to do? He was like, but don't nobody know you. Like, you haven't gone out into the city. You haven't connected with anybody. But as I'm starting to do that, as I'm starting to open my mouth and say, talk about what I do, people are like, oh, I didn't know this. Oh. And so those are faith moves. And as you take those faith moves, as you open your mouth, as you create discipline, as you do those things blindly, because you're doing them sometimes not knowing like what's going to happen. But here's the thing. I know what God gave me. I know that the Build a Man Vision Board event is fire. Like, I know it. I can talk about it inside and out. Right? And one thing I know about myself is I inspire people to move and do. That's what I do. That's my gift. And so with this, I believe that I'm called to help women across the nations, right? And so as I continue to grow and do, and I move blindly in faith, trusting in God and the abilities that he has already given me, I can't miss. And so as I have come to that epiphany, I want to give that back to you this morning. You have everything that you need to be successful. Everything. I know it seems like I need some more money. You don't. A lot of the times you just need to open your mouth and talk. Ask me how I know. A lot of the times you just have to go put yourself in the room. Go put yourself around the people. That's even like with dating. If you want a specific type of guy, you go to where those specific type of guys hang out, right? If you want a thug, you're going to go to the thug club, right? You're going to go to the wherever to meet those type of guys. It's the same thing with business. Put yourself in the room and open your mouth. Go and look and be your best. This is another thing, and this is a side note. Some of us need to change our looks. Need to change our hair, our style, our makeup, our clothes, weight loss. We need to get on that. You know what I'm saying? That's a whole nother situation. But we have to be able to be flexible. What you did in last season cannot be done in this season. I can do a whole situation on that. Even when I was DoorDashing could never make me the money that I was making back at home as I do with Uber Eats here. It could never. I've had $30 to $60 tips off the rip. You know what I'm saying? And so the income potential is stupid, but you have to be very specific and diligent in the times that you go after it. So now I've got, like, God has been, and here's another thing, and I got to go because I do not want to be late for church. What time is it? Yeah, I got 3 minutes. So another thing that you have to be very diligent about is keeping your eyes and ears open for information. Keep your eyes and ears open for information. A lot of the times when people are talking around you or talking to you, they are dropping gems for you through God. Like, God is sending them to you to drop gems. There's a lot of conversations that have taken place that have helped me where I'm going right now. A lot. Or sometimes God will have people call you and say, hey, Reagan, you need to do X, Y, and Z. Like tomorrow, I am releasing where you can host your own vision board project and get paid for it. But a homegirl called and told me, she's like, yeah, you need to do that because she operates in paparazzi. Well, she's just saying, hey, let's flip that. you can get paid to do this too. And where money is concerned, guess what? People are there, right? So guess who would host a vision board party? Yeah, I can get my homegirls together. We can have a good time and I can get paid. Genius. But that's why I say you have to keep your eyes and ears open. God in this season is sending you people. And again, if you have not healed, you will not be able to get those connections. You won't be able to get those answers if you do not get healed in the part of dealing with people. You have to learn how to deal with people. You have to learn how to trust people. And sometimes, God can use anybody. So I'm not saying bring everybody to your team, because everybody who comes to you is not supposed to be stuck to you. Side note, I'm having to cut a lot of accessibility off to me in the coming days. Because a lot of people want to pull on me, and that's cool. Like, I'm willing to help, but not to my detriment, right? But anyway, going back to healing, you have to make sure that you are healed inside and outside when you're dealing with people, because that's how God blesses us. He blesses us through people, right? And I have gotten a lot of my ideas, a lot of business moves that I have made and am making through people, through random conversations where they were talking to me or around me. And those gems were because I was listening. And then I actively acted on what I heard and stepped right into it. So you just have to keep your eyes and ears open. Keep your eyes and ears open. There was something else I wanted to say. Do not be scared of success. So I used to hear this a long time ago, and I'm like, who is scared of success? That don't even make no sense to me. Like, that's dumb. And after I thought about it, I was like, I'm scared of success, because you just don't know where it's coming, how it's coming. Are you going to be able to handle it? And I think that's when God starts building you a little bit. So when you have events or you have certain things, it's going to be a little bit at a time. It's not going to all just come at one time, because you need to learn how to handle what he's giving you in increments. So you might have 2 people one time, you might have 5 the next, you may have 6, and it's going to build. And as you keep going, you get practice, right? Yeah. So I'm in the practice season. But the good thing about it is he also gave me 9 years prior of practice, right? Because I've been doing my business in Knoxville and doing it in other states and talking to different people. And so now when I'm getting around other people, I've practiced so much. I can speak about my business from the front to the back, the insides and the out. And they're like, oh my gosh. So I'm not new to it. You know what I mean? Also, I have received an email from a specific hotel in Charlotte. And I was like, I had a dream about Charlotte maybe a month or so ago. And I'm like, Lord, why am I dreaming about Charlotte? But God told me, Reagan, you're getting ready to start traveling. That's another reason I don't want you to work. Like, I need you to be, readily accessible and ready to go. If you have to keep asking a job, can I go? Can I go? Can I go? I need to take off. And it's on them to approve or disapprove. Like, you're not in that season anymore. Like Charlotte, the particular hotel reached out to me with all these things. And they're like, we would like to partner with you in your events and whatever it is you have going on, whether it's personal or it's events. Right? When I was in another meeting with somebody else, I didn't even know who they were, but I told them what I did, and they said, hey, I saw that on the internet. Like, the more you keep posting, somebody's going to do it. You have to be consistent. And I'm still talking to myself. I know a lot of people get tired of me posting about my business, but guess what? I'm not going to stop, because somebody's going to see it. The people who need to see it are going to see it. Right? So all of these steps, they're not in vain. It may be that somebody's like, you might post something and nobody likes it, but guarantee if I pull up my analytics and I do that a few times a week, I could have no likes, or I could have 10 likes, and thousands of people have looked at it, but they didn't say anything. So I know they see it, right? So continue to go forward, continue to move in faith. It's going to eventually pay off. Continue to be diligent about what you're doing. Just keep going. Right? Keep going. Even when you think like, God, what are you doing? He's waiting on you. He wants to see that you're going to remain consistent, especially when he sends you his people. Because he don't play about his people. I don't play about his people. My heart is to help women to be better from the inside out, period. And that is helping doing it while I'm trying to help myself, because I'm not coming to you to say, hey, I'm perfect and let me help you get your life together. I'm saying my life is not all together. I'm saying I got problems too. I'm saying while I work on me, I'm going to help you work on you, and we're going to do it together. And what does that make me? Relatable. I don't have to come on here and floss in front of y'all. I don't have to come in here and prove anything to y'all. I'm not perfect. But then again, nobody is. But my heart is to help us do better. Do and be better. And as you see me doing and being better, guess what? You're going to say, you know what? Reagan's doing better. So if she's saying I can do better and she's being better, then I can do and I can be better. All with the help of God, because I don't do it by myself. That is my daily prayer. Lord, let me help your people as I help myself. And he told me that from day one, that was what he was going to do, and he has held true to his word. And so I have to now be intentional to put myself in rooms. I have to now be intentional to say, you know what? I'm not scared to get in front of the room and talk. If I got to talk, I will. If I got to start out shaky, if I got to start out nervous, I'm still going to get in front of the room. I'm still going to get in front of people. And then the circle of people that I have, listen to me, my friends are dope. All of them, all of them, all of them, all of them are dope. All of them encourage me. All of them check on me. All of them give me witty ideas. All of them help me. All of them encourage me. Your circle is important. I can't explain that enough. And if you've had people who have dropped off, they are supposed to drop off. Stop going to pick them back up. They are not helping you in this season. They're not helping you. They're not helping you. They're not helping you. They just want to be around. And I see now that some people are trying to attach to me just to attach. Listen, let me tell you the type of person I am. I don't know why a lot of people try me. And I guess it's because I don't really speak out on certain things that I see. I just go under the radar and I don't talk about them. But here's the thing. I knew and I know who was with me during this transition period. I'm very aware of who was with me. I'm very aware of the family that helped me. I'm very aware of the people who called and checked on me. I'm aware of that. And I'm also aware of the people who try to attach to me during this season who just want to be attached like they were there. And let me be very clear. It ain't happening. It's not happening. I know who was there, right? And I'm not taking everybody. I'm not taking everybody because everybody does not deserve to go. So anyway, I got to go. I just want to encourage you guys, continue to walk in faith. I know I look a little tired. I was up at 5 this morning again. I guess my body's just used to it, but I'll get some rest a little bit later today. But I just want you guys to keep going. Let me see the comments. What was this confirmation of things I've been praying on? Thank you, God, for this word. I receive it. That's the word. Stop going back and picking them up. Listen. Ooh. I got one right now that I'm trying to drop off for real. And it's been hard because the person has been around for a particular time in my life. And it was a bad time when they came in. And now that it's getting better, it's like, ooh, I need to really let this person go. They are not good for me. But it's hard. But give yourself grace. Give yourself grace. God understands and he knows your heart. But just be very mindful of who is attached to you in this season. It's very important. And quit going back and picking up people who do not belong because they are just there to weigh you down. And then some people want to take God's glory about what he did and he ain't having it. And you shouldn't either. But anyway, I got to go. You guys have a blessed day. This is your girl, Reagan Adams with All Things Reagan. And Reagan says, I think it, I see it, I do it. You guys have a blessed weekend. Bye.